I'm Tim Bradner. Thank you for joining us on Capitol Views. We're here with Representative Paul Seaton from Homer. Paul is the new co-chairman of the House Finance Committee, and Paul, you're handling the operating budget.
That's correct.
And as I understand, you've been in the legislature for a long time. This is your first time at the helm of one of the major committees of the legislature, though. And I understand you have a new process for the committee dealing with the budget, the operating budget this year.
Sure. I just want to back up. I mean, I've been chair of state affairs and co-chair of resources and education and HES, and all those are very important committees in the legislature.
That's true. Yeah, a long career with the several different committees and positions.
Sure. Definitely interested in policies, and this year what we're doing is we're changing the subcommittee process. So that the standing committees or the policy committees for half of their time will be, during these first 5 weeks while we're doing a subcommittee process, will be operating as the subcommittee of the budget. So that way the people that have signed up and are interested in those policy issues are going to be also looking at the budget. There's been in the past so many times where good ideas have come out in subcommittee, but you've just got a subcommittee formed of people from across the House and no coordination, and so they never get enacted into statute. And this way, the committee that can pass a statute will already have been figuring out those options in the budget, and so be ready to spin up a committee bill and solve the problem. So expediting that whole system.
Interesting. Yeah, is there a member of the Finance Committee, the full Finance Committee assigned to the subcommittee also?
Oh yes, there'll be a majority member, just like always, will be the subcommittee chairman. Mm-hmm. And so the committee will be composed of the subcommittee chairman from finance, the full policy committee, and also for a number of the committees, a minority member of finance will be assigned as well.
So there could be, for most of them, there will be two finance members then?
For about half. Each minority members on two finance subcommittees.
Yeah, interesting. So, yeah. Do you think that'll, and you have definite target deadlines for getting the work done as of a certain point?
Yes, and we're restructuring this differently as well. We're not just looking at line items and saying, okay, how many personnel are in this part of the department and that part. After 3 years of budget cutting, most of the fat and the inefficiencies have been wrung out of the system, and now we need to really look at programs. So are there programs that are no longer the budget, the priority of the department or align with the core mission of the department, and identifying those. We just need to either combine departments or eliminate them, and that's the way we're going to look at savings this time, as well as indirect expenditures. You know, we have tax credits, we've got fees that are waived, we've got all those things which cost us a lot of money, and we need to look at those and make sure all of those indirect expenditures make sense, because those are budget cuts we can make as well.
Do you think we can do it? Do you think we can get it done?
I think we can. I think we can. I think people are excited. They're interested. All of the people on the policy committees are there because they were interested in that subject, and now they'll be dealing with the budget of that committee, that policy area as well. So I think the alignment, getting the expertise of the people that have shown interest in that subject, instead of somebody just picked from across, 7 people picked from across the House, will be a much better and cohesive system.
Is there a committee for the university also, or is that?
Yes, the university isn't going to be in education, it's going to be in state affairs. You just couldn't have one committee, policy committee, dealing with both the education, K-12, pre-K budget, and dealing with the university budget. It's just too the biggest, too broad, too big. So what we have is State Affairs Committee, which will be good, and David Guttenberg from Fairbanks is going to be in charge of the university subcommittee. So that'll be a good committee to have that on. Jonathan Christ-Tompkins is the policy committee chair there, and he's been dealing with the university and college issues down in Sitka.
Who are we doing health and social services?
Health and Social Services is Les Guerra.
He certainly has a background in some of the issues that are dealing with that. He's been on the finance committee for many years.
Yeah, he's well versed in that, and Ivy Sponholz is the chair of that policy committee, so it should make a good team to really delve in and look with a lot of experience and a lot of interest in the topics. And
We have some real challenges in this area with the action in Washington to possibly undo the Affordable Care Act. Some real difficult times, for the whole healthcare industry could be coming down the road.
There's a lot of interesting things going on that could impact us from the federal area, and we'll just have to wait and see how those turn out.
That's an understatement, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, but the Medicaid, last year the expansion of Medicaid was such an issue, and really in some ways, well, I mean, to my way of thinking, was a real accomplishment on the part of the governor, but other people have different views. But now the concern is if the thing is unspun in Washington, how can we deal with that? How can we?
Sure, and we don't quite know how that's going to go. It wasn't only Medicaid expansion, but we had Medicaid reform last year.
Right.
And so I was chair of Health and Social Services for the last 2 years, and so that was the policy area that I was working in. We actually had two bills. The House had a bill and the Senate had a bill, and we agreed to have the Senate be the Senate Bill, Senate Bill 74, be the vehicle. We had our bill and our issues that were different amended into that bill so that both bodies had a real good hand in getting Medicaid reform.
Yeah. Just real quickly, who would be the finance person on natural resources?
Let's see, resources, I forget who that is, who's doing that. Who's doing resources?
Transportation?
The committee is going to be, the co-chairs there are Andy Josephson and Garen Tarr.
Yeah.
And, but I wish I had that list in front of me. I haven't had all the
My
subcommittee
apologies.
meetings.
I should have let you know I was going to ask
Sure.
some of these things. But anyway, it was very interesting. I appreciate you sharing those thoughts with us.
Sure.
So thank you. Thank you for joining Representative Seaton. And I'm Tim Bradner. Thank you for joining us at Capitol Views.